Good morning, everyone. I know you're all feeling peckish by now. When I asked for this radio mic, I hadn't really thought about the prospect of my stomach rumbling at some point, so if you would bear with us. My name's Helen Satterthwaite, and I'm the Chief Executive of Carers in Bedfordshire. We're a Bedfordshire-based charity, and we deliver carer services across Bedfordshire, and we work in partnership with Bedford Hospital, who have given us space to run a lounge, a hub, a one-stop shop for carers within the hospital environment. And I'm joined by my colleague Christina, who has set up the lounge 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and has taken it from nothing through to winning this award. And we're very, very proud of what we've been able to achieve for carers. And for the lady down there, I think you asked the question about carers earlier on. That's what we do. So I'm very happy to be bringing the agenda just about carers. We'd like to talk to you about a number of things. Where's the clicker? A little bit about caring in the UK. Carers is a very short word and a very big issue. So we'll talk a bit about caring in the UK, what we do as carers in Bedfordshire, and then the specifics about supporting carers in a hospital environment, our experience and our encouragement to you, anyone here from a hospital environment, to do the same. So we say, think patient, think carer. Many of you may be familiar with the Carers Trust. It was established by Princess Anne, who visited a hospital, saw the patient in the bed, saw the carer next door, and said, who's thinking about the carer? And that's a lot about how the carers movement started. Every patient will have a carer somewhere who is worried about their care. And altogether, there's 6.5 million people in the UK providing unpaid care to a loved one, and 1.6 million of them providing over 50 hours per week. So if we look after the carers, we look after the patients. And you said earlier on, Joan, about the cost of the care that carers provide, 132 billion per year, the cost of a second NHS. So if all our carers took down tools, the financial implications as well as the social implications would be massive. And that's, I believe, in motivation itself to support carers in a hospital environment at the point at which that patient care is delivered. Now, I believe that carers should be supported in two ways. One, as an expert partner in the care of the person that they're looking after. They are part of the workforce, as Joan said earlier on. But carers are also individuals in their own right. They have aspirations, they have relationships, they have employment. And if we don't support them in that, then carer breakdown is far more likely to happen. And we know as a result of its carer breakdown that is so often the reason for unnecessary readmissions to hospital and those kind of issues. So by supporting our carers with their aspirations, their own physical, emotional and mental well-being, we keep our patients healthier for longer. The two go together. So, we're carers in Bedfordshire. This is what we do. We were established 10 years ago, and we've been supporting carers across the county of Bedfordshire for the last 10 years. Carers aged between 4 and 94. 1,200 of the carers we support are under 18. And what do we do? A whole host of services, because one thing quite often happens with carers is carers don't know they're carers. They're just looking after somebody who matters to them, who loves them. If you ask a carer how they are, they won't tell you how they are, they'll tell you how the person they care for is. And they quite often don't know what they need either. So a lot of our work is supporting carers to identify what service they need and then giving it to them, whether it's welfare and benefits, whether it's peer support through meeting other carers and realising it's not just them. Also offering services that they can attend with the person they care for, because otherwise leaving them at home is not an option for many carers. So that's the suite of services that we offer as carers in Bedfordshire. I'm very happy to tell you more upstairs. But how did this then lead to working in the hospital? Sorry, I'm looking at the timer, and please forgive me for clicking through this one. Oops, can I go backwards? Yes. So then it comes to Bedford Hospital, one of the a large acute hospital, 403 beds. And the thinking was, Carers quite often become a carer in a hospital environment when their loved one is rushed in, or they're attending an outpatient appointment. So meet the carers where they are. And Bedford Hospital were very open to our approach. They gave us space, and the Carers Lounge was born. And if I may, I'd like to hand over to my colleague Christina to tell you more about that. Please be patient with her. Her voice, as you'll hear, is a little bit dodgy, so be kind.
I'm Christina, I'm the Carers Lounge coordinator. Can you hear me okay? Voice is going, sorry, can you believe it? So, as Helen said, we started up the Carers Lounge about 4 years ago. It's a space within Bedford Hospital. We're accessible, we're welcoming, and we offer a wide range of support. We offer information advice, welfare, benefits advice. We've had so much feedback from carers in the last 4 years. I've had carers say to me, now I don't have to cry in the corridor with the toilets. Can you imagine it? You know, you carers would know about this. We do emotional support. Yes, it is a listening ear. Yes, it is a cup of tea. But it is also signposting, directing carers. Carers are so exhausted, especially in hospital, where maybe they've just only discovered that they're a carer. Where do I go from here? Where do I go from support? How can I get this help I need? And that's the room that we have in Bedford Hospital, where carers can come and we can link in with carers in Bedfordshire. So working together with Bedford Hospital and carers in Bedfordshire as a unit. Is that still me? Yeah. So this is what we're doing. We're providing carers with access to benefits advice. We've got benefits advisors actually come in every Thursday. Each day of the week we have a specialist support worker with different information and support for the carer. We inform them, we help support the carer through discharge planning. I'm sure I don't need to tell you within this room the amount of support carers need through that discharge process. It's scary, it's frightening. You're suddenly being told your loved one's coming home. What do I do? How am I going to cope? Where am I going to get funding from? It's a real can of worms. So it's through the emotional and difficult process of care planning. I do normally speak a lot louder and a lot more, so you're probably grateful of the sore throat. And we carry on with that. That's the big one. We carry on with that support in the community, and that's where the linking up comes in. So once that person has been discharged, we actually continue with that support and can do through carers in Bedfordshire. And that's where most of the support kicks in. It's things like support groups, counselling for carers, carers grants. And look how much we've grown over just 4 years, how many carers we've contacted over that period of time. I'm not going to read off the board. You can see what's up there. You can see how massive this support, how many carers we have contacted. How many carers do you speak to and say, I'm not a carer, I'm just a wife, I'm just a mother, I'm just the sister, the brother. That's the initial response. And as Helen said, that's when you ask them, what do you need? They always say what their cared for needs, not what they need. And we're saying, no, this is about you. We've also got carers charters. They're informed of the carers assessment. So think patient, think carer.
I think... Can you still hear me? Yes. One of the major things I think we've achieved is to work with the hospital to develop a carers charter so that any patient and carer visiting the hospital, so the previous winners had a visitors charter. This is a carers charter that Christina was instrumental in developing with the hospital. It says, we will listen to your views, we will tell you what's involved, we will tell you what's happening. And I think that's really, really important. If you take one thing away from hearing us today, we would suggest and recommend that you consider that for your carers.
Oh, sorry, that's still me.
That's all right, don't worry. Sharing the good news, there have been other initiatives now. We're opening a lounge ourselves in the Luton and Dunstable, and these other hospitals are also opening carers' lounges. Some of them have different names, but the spirit is the same. I'm going to just leave a few testimonials on the board as we get to our last 10 seconds of the difference this has made to carers. Can someone sort of look at me when you finish reading and I'll go on to the next one? Yeah? Okay. And I think significantly from the hospital staff. The hospital staff have been instrumental in the success of this. It's a bit like working with GP surgeries, I think. You only need 1 or 2 champions on a ward that really understand that if you look after the carers, you look after the patients, and you achieve outcomes for both organisations efficiently as well, for those of us concerned about budgets. So, our challenge to you, Christina, our challenge to you is how are you supporting carers in your hospital environment? In hospital, through discharge, at home, please, we urge you, think patient, think carer, think a carer's lounge.
Okay.
Thank you.